1. New Year, Happy New Year, New Year.
Biblical New Year, which is the first day of spring, right? So we just left winter, right? So today, right, will be the last day of the biblical year, and tomorrow, or at sundown, will begin the first day of spring, which is the real New Year, right? Which the scriptures call the month of Abib, right? So today we're going into a lesson which is entitled His Will Be Done, right? The Most High's will be done. So what we are to understand, folks, is no matter what's going on in the earth, no matter what the enemy is doing, you know, how they're working in the shadows, whatever they're doing in the dark, at the end of the day, the Most High's will be done. Right? Right? No matter if we give up, no matter if we don't believe, His will still be done. Right? Nothing we do affects or stop His will from being done. Right? So that's what we got to remember and keep in mind. So first and foremost, we're going to get into, let's get the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 1. So we're going to just start off with a few scriptures concerning the new year before we dive into His will be done. So we're going to get first Exodus chapter 12, and we're going to begin at verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
This shall be the beginning of months, come on.
It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb.
Right, so here we have the beginning of our months, right? At sundown, the beginning of spring. Now let's flip over to Exodus chapter 13, and let's begin at verse 3.
Exodus 13 and 3. And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day in which ye came up from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand the Lord brought you out from this place. There shall no leavened bread be eaten. This day came ye out in the month of Abib.
Right, so this day came ye out in the month of Abib. So when you look up Abib, right, you will see an ear of corn, or spring, right? The beginning of the Hebrews month, beginning of their year, New Year, Abib, right? That's the first month of the year, right? So we are entering to a new year at sunset, sundown, right? So as we see, it was just 2020 just the other day, right? It seems like the other day. You are 2022, 2023, even though we know we're not in the year 2000, right? But it's showing you how fast and speedily the times are coming upon us, right? So let's get a quick scripture. Let's get 2 Baruch chapter 20. It's speeding up so fast. Time is speeding towards the judgment. It's hastening towards the judgment, right? The time of the end, the time of consummation, right? So as the Sabbaths come by, time, the clock is ticking, right, upon Lucifer and his angels, and also those that follow him. Right? Let's read it.
The book of 2 Baruch, chapter 20 and 1.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, behold, the days come, and the time shall hasten more than the former.
So it says the time shall hasten more than the former. Right? So we can look and see, right? If we look back, right? It was just 2020, right? Where the whole world was locked down. And how much years has passed since then? Time is speeding, folks. So if you're not using your time wisely and doing what's needed to that time, you're just wasting time. Right? Time is speeding. Time isn't waiting for no one. Right? You leave to go work in the morning, quick soul is night. Come on.
And the season shall speed on more than those that are past.
Right, so we just look all the seasons pass. We are a new season, which is the beginning of all seasons, spring. It shall speed. Come on.
And the years shall pass more quickly than the present years.
The years shall pass more quickly than the present years. Right? Come on.
Therefore have I now taken away Zion,
Uh-huh.
that I may the more speedily visit the world in its season.
So this is why everything is speeding up. So the Most High can visit the world with judgment. Right? So now let's drop back and let's go to Jubilees chapter 6. And let's begin at verse 23.
Book of Jubilees 6 and 23. And on the new moon of the first month, and on the new moon of the fourth month,
Uh-huh.
and on the new moon of the seventh month, and on the new moon of the 10th month are the days of remembrance.
So these are the days in which you remember to keep holy, to have holy conversations. The new moon of the first, the fourth, the seventh, and the 10th, which are all the seasons that divides the year. Right? Come on.
And the days of the seasons in the 4 divisions of the year.
So these seasons divide the years. Right? So we have a whole circumference and you divide it into quarters. Right? That's breaking down the whole year in seasons. 91 days each season. Right? Which all in all adds up to 364 days. Right? Come on.
These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. And Noah ordained them for himself as feasts for the generations forever.
Right, so when you want to know, like, how did this feast come about? Concerning what people call the new moon or the new month. Right, this was from during the time all the way back to Noah. Right, so this is where it started. Right, so on the account of the flood, certain events happened in each season. And he ordained these seasons as feasts for the generations to remember. Come on.
So that they have become thereby a memorial unto him.
Uh-huh.
And on the new moon of the first month,
So in spring, the first month, come on.
he was bidden to make for himself an ark.
So this is when the Most High command him to make an ark. It happened in the first month, which is a bit, which is spring. Come on.
And on that day the earth became dry, and he opened the ark and saw the earth.
Right, so the ark was built in the first month of the year. Come on.
And on the new moon of the fourth month,
Uh-huh.
the mouths of the depths of the abyss beneath were closed.
Uh-huh.
And on the new moon of the seventh month, all the mouths of the abysses of the earth were opened.
So the abysses now began to be opened during the time of the seventh month. Come on.
and the waters began to descend into them.
Right, so this is when the waters now is beginning to flood the earth. Right, during the 7th month. Come on.
And on the new moon of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen, and Noah was glad.
So at winter, during the 10th month, is when the waters receded, right? And the earth began to now dry up. He began to be glad. Come on.
And on this account he ordained them for himself as feasts.
He ordained these seasons as feasts. So we see what happened in each season, right? The Most High did something. He bid them to make an ark. The abyss was closed. The 7th month, they were open, right? The 10th month, the mountains and everything began to be seen. The waters began to recede. Come on.
For a memorial forever.
For how long?
Forever.
So these are forever. Come on.
And thus are they ordained. And they placed them on the heavenly tablets. Each had 13 weeks.
Each season has 13 weeks, which when you calculate, you get 91 days a season. When you look in the book of Enoch, chapter 72, it will give you 30, 30, 31. We've been over this multiple times. Right? So 30, 30, and 31, that's 91 days. That's the first season, that's spring. 30, 30, 31, 30, 30, 31, like that for each season, and your year is complete. Right? Come on.
From one to another. Pass their memorial. From the first to the second, and from the second to the third, and from the third to the fourth. And all the days of the commandment will be 250 weeks of days.
So 52 weeks by 7. Come on.
And these will make the entire year complete.
Will make an entire year complete. So in Jubilees, it gives us what? The calculation of what's a year. Right? So all we have to do is read. Right? When you read and you do your own diligence, you won't be deceived. You'll be able to fact check what's out there. Come on.
Thus it is engraven and ordained on the heavenly tablets. And there is no neglecting this commandment for a single year or from year to year.
So the Most High said, do not neglect this commandment. The command is 52 Sabbaths is a year. When you neglect that, you go off. Come on.
And command thou the children of Israel that they observe the years according to this reckoning. 364 days.
364 days completes a year. Right? So now, let me see your phone here. Let's get so let's look at the calendar. Right? So today is the so-called 1st of March, right? Saturday 1st. So at sundown begins the first day of spring, right? So if sundown begins the first day of spring, when will be Passover? What day on the calendar will be the Passover? And what the date? The what? No. Look at the calendar and tell me which day will be Passover. Yeah. So remember, alright, the 15th is done. It's the 14th sundown. Right? Don't forget a Sabbath is what? Friday sundown. Right? So the 14th sundown. So remember, in using the Gregorian, if you're using the Hebrew calendar within the Gregorian calendar, everything in terms of these feast days, you count it sundown. But if you're using a normal calendar, Hebrew calendar, it will be Sunday, right? It will be Saturday sundown, or direct Saturday, so it will be Saturday. But if you're using the Gregorian, it's Friday sundown, right? So, and also, when you look at the season, right? If you're using the Gregorian calendar, right, and you want to count your Hebrew calendar within the Gregorian calendar, or for example, the New Year begins what? To sundown, right? Which is the beginning of Sunday. But if you have a Hebrew calendar direct, it will be straight Sunday, right? That begins the season, the first day. Right, so you have like just so you have the first day of the week, you have the first day of the year begins what we call Sunday. The last day of the year is the same way how a week end on the Shabbat. The last day of the year end on the Shabbat. Right?